you are not reflecting on the problem. Reflection is not worrying, but I always say this, those who know how to worry might be able to easily reflect and meditate. The only difference, like you talk about flipping the coin, is taking your focus away from the problem to the solution. We worry when we look at the problem, it becomes magnified. What are we going to do? This is like that. I'm done. I don't have this. I don't have that. I'm going to lose this. I'm going to lose that. We just worry and worry and worry. It's when we become anxious on things that we have no control over. But the difference now, our focus, instead of placing it on the problem, we place it on ourselves, on who we are.
Mhm.
And if you look at this again, like we said, self-awareness is crucial, is so important all through our life, wherever we go, whatever it is, not just for public speaking. In being authentic, it's really becoming all that you were created to be. It's being your higher self. It's living your life of purpose, living the life that God called you to live. So we cannot do away with not knowing who we are. Do we all agree? Is the
Yes,
basic,
yeah.
is the fundamental. My people perish for lack of knowledge, above all knowledge of who we are, who created us, the source, God Himself who created us, where we've come from. So anybody has any question, then we're gonna move on. So have you looked at all the self-awareness? Where are you right now? Have you finished the first chapter? Because it looks like we're stepping into perception, or you are still there on reflection.
First chapter, it's chapter 1, the power of reflection.
Yeah, you are still there right now, isn't it?
Yes, we still here. We read, I think, most of it. We supposed just to read the last reflection and action points.
Perfect, perfect. That was very fast. That was very fast. That's amazing. It shows that you all are really, you know yourself. You're just moving on. But I just want you, like we said, it doesn't really end here. It's a constant, daily action we take, a choice we make to know ourselves better. Who am I? So keep, like you said, you're gonna reflect on that. You're gonna think. You're gonna take some time, spend with yourself. And last week we had the homework to think about the spirit. I said we are spiritual beings. Sarah, do you want to mute? Do you want to mute yourself?
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. I know you didn't know that you were unmuted. That's perfectly fine. Don't worry. Yeah. So, and thank you for doing the translation there. That's amazing. Yeah. So, we asked you to take some time and just reflect on who you are. We wanted you to start from a spiritual perspective to understand that I'm not just this physical body. I'm not just some woman. I'm not just some black. I'm not just, excuse me, some African. I am more than this physical body. I'm a spiritual being that lives in a body to enable me to have a natural physical experience on this planet. But the real life, the real power in me is spirit. The things that give us life, the things that really are behind our essence of living, that bring us fulfillment. If you look at them, they are all spiritual. It's like the breath we take, the air we breathe. You could never really catch it and say, okay, I want to keep this. Of course, science has studied a bit oxygen, but that's not really like, and it's limited, isn't it? If you don't have that limitation, that limited one, it's again studying nature, what nature has. It's the same way that science has captured, the eyes, how they function, the lenses to be able to create artificial lenses that we wear to enhance our sight when we have problems with the sight. So we have to understand the life with, spirit. It says at the beginning, we're created from dust, but God breathed life into our spirit. In fact, in the Greek language, bread means spirit. Spirit means bread. If we can, in what way, yeah. So it is really the life in us. Without that, we'll be dead. Am I right? If
Yeah.
someone does not breathe for the next how many minutes, it will start with your brain because they are so fragile. They need constant oxygen and feeding. Will die. The body will be lifeless. So this body still exists, but we cannot talk of being alive. We cannot talk of experiencing this life anymore once that spirit has left us. So I want us to understand it's far deeper. And why am I really emphasizing this or placing emphasis on this? Because when you understand the truth about who you are, your power, especially understanding that you are a spiritual entity, the real life, the real force in you, then you begin to have dominion. You begin to have power over some certain physical challenges and things because no human can kill the spirit. It's like take a gun and shoot the air. take a gun and shoot the bread of life.
Yeah,
You can't kill it.
You can't, yes.
Exactly. It will pass through space, through air that will breathe to live and destroy the physical, tangible vessel. And you can't kill the air. We've seen some people being shot, yet because they still have the life in them, the air, breath, they could breathe, their heart was still working, they could be resuscitated. Resuscitated. How do you say?
Yes.
Resuscitation. Oh my goodness. Resuscitated.
Okay. What word is it?
Oh my goodness.
Restitute.
No, it's not restitute. You know the scientific word when they resuscitate you, like yeah, it's resuscitation. Okay, that's a great one. Perfect. To bring back life. Okay, give you oxygen air, and then your heart start beating again. You know, but they've shot
resuscitation. You mean? But in French, it's not resurrection or someone.
No, resurrection is when you dead. That's when you really died.
Resuscitation. Okay. Oh yes, resuscitation.
Resuscitation. The resuscitation. Yeah. So when they do that, then you come back to life, and you can have all your body broken. As long as you have breath in you, you are still alive. You're still living, and that's why some people are arguing today that when their body is all dead, they can't do anything, even though they still have the breath of life. Should they kill them? Should they take off the breath of life? I think we don't have the power and authority to do that. Yeah, so it's again understanding that you are a spiritual being, the real life in you. And if you look at also your vision, your ideal, your dreams are not tangible. Nobody can really come and get your dreams off your head, your vision off your head, and run away and steal it and say, I've dealt with her, I've stolen her vision. She cannot live anymore. Yeah. It lives in you. It is a spiritual concept. It is eternal. The things we do not see, we cannot really hold and touch, are eternal. They are never ending. They are infinite. So when you understand that, you know that you have so much power. So much power. And in that reflection, in that stepping away, what you are literally doing, because everything you identify as challenge is something you have physically encountered. Your eyes have seen, your ears have heard, you have felt it, you know, you have the feelings, you are not feeling great, and all of that. And you touch the challenges, whatever you see them, and experience that. But what is spiritual, you really do not touch. So you stepping away, whenever we step away, whenever we reflect, we are moving away from the physical reality. We are moving away from what we see, from the things that we can touch, for the things that are ever changing, constantly changing, the things that are subject to change, the things that are not eternal, they will not last forever. Today you see this tree, this is a winter, the leaves have fallen, they are not really dead. They are being, you know, the leaves are falling so they can prepare for the next season. When spring comes again, for them to spring forth, they are taking some time, if we may say, to be nurtured, to be nourished within, to go through the next cycle of rebirth, so they can produce their fruits again in the appointed season. And then we can experience that blossom flower, that blossom fruit during maybe the summer or during harvest. So in this moment of reflection that you step away, you are getting more spiritual. You are getting off this physical. You are looking at that which is inside you, which is greater than any external force or thing you see. That's why the circumstances externally, be it an abusive relationship, be it a job loss, be it the loss of a loved one, be it the, you know, a medical condition, diagnosis, whatever it is that actually, you know, affected you and you were about giving up, you became, you know, really, really down, and you were getting depressed, down the drain, worrying so much, thinking your life has come to the end, thinking you don't matter anymore, no one will see you as valuable anymore, because maybe you are not a great mom, in quote, because that relationship, you know, has been destroyed, and they look at you like, oh, you don't even have a great relationship with your child. Maybe for some of you, the labels you've taken on is that being a wife makes me whole. And now because this marriage is broken, people will think I'm not good enough, I'm not whole enough, I'm not worthy enough to serve, you know. But all of these things are not truth. So you're stepping away from all the things that society wants us to believe determines our what, determines our joy, determines our peace. And you are stepping within you, the true source of life, the true power. And when you step within you, because you're a spiritual being, in that time, in that moment, you are Holy Spirit and you are connected with the divine himself, with God himself, who is spirit, who wants to guide you, who wants to teach you, who wants to reaffirm who you are, who wants to reassure you who you are, who wants to, give you the tools, the resources and power which are spiritual to conquer this battle. Who wants to remind you that it's not a physical battle. We are not fighting against physical concepts, flesh, blood, against, that failure. You can't, once you've lost a job, you've lost it. You can fight and, whatever it is, but you can become, you can tap from the peace that is a fruit of the Spirit of God. And once you are one, once you are integral, you are whole, you are connected with that Spirit, then you experience everything. You begin to experience that peace, irrespective of the problems around you. You begin to experience that joy, irrespective of that husband who is really, really sick or, mad or whatever. They've lost their mind. They are not even aware of how they are treating you, irrespective of that child that has gone astray, that's so disrespectful, irrespective of that sister, that brother who treats you like you are trash. It doesn't matter. You understand that your joy doesn't come from them. Your joy doesn't come from your spouse, your child, your friend. Your joy is within you and has always been within you. Your joy is a seed that you were given even before you were born at conception. Once you were conceived, once your identity became established in your DNA, in your spirit, because once there is that fertilization, the sperm and the egg, there is life, there is spirit in that tiny little, fetus, at that time zygote, whatever it is, before it starts dividing and becomes an embryo, a child. You are a living being. You already have life in you. And that life, that spirit determines your unique blueprint, your unique identity, your power to overcome every challenge you will ever encounter on this planet. And so going back within you, in you, you become one with your creator himself. You have the opportunity to step out from that distraction, from what people say, the opinions of others. Oh, this happened because of that. I've heard this so often, which it bothers me a lot. And again, it's ignorance. Women are often blamed in society, and we, unfortunately. You will see a man commit adultery, cheat on the wife, and even women will be saying that, oh, something must have been wrong. You probably did something wrong. That is why he cheated. We are justifying, when the simple truth is a man, a woman, whoever cheats, commits adultery, cannot be faithful, has a problem with fidelity, has a problem with loyalty, and that will spill over every area in their life. They have issues to deal with. It's got nothing to do with you, the wife. And when you understand that you can have your peace, you are whole, you are integral, you are loyal, you are faithful, your joy doesn't come from them. Your peace doesn't come from them. Thank God. It's like your air to breathe and live doesn't come from them. When some young girls just get in love, they say, you are my oxygen, you are my heartbeat. Please don't make a man your oxygen or your heartbeat.
Yeah, it's true.
Absolutely. It means without them, then you literally die. And you see some people, once they have that breakup, they start dying. They don't want to live again. Every day they are in bed thinking about that man, going down the drain. They become depressed. Depression is lifelessness, like I said. There is no passion. There is no life. Because you truly believe, your perception was that man was your life. That man made your heart tick. That man made your heart beat. That man was your heartbeat. So eventually he's gone out of your life now. then you start living your perception, because our perception creates our reality. Like, beloved, when we understand that we have the power within us to live life, to be joyful, to be at peace, to have love, irrespective of what is happening around us. Whether X, Y, Z loves me or not, because my nature is love. Wherever I step, I bring love. Because my nature is light, I wouldn't say you are so dark, I'm not coming where you are. In fact, my brilliance, my glory is made known more where there is darkness. Am I right? A light is seen more in the dark than in the light. If you go light a light in the sunlight, bright sunlight, your light may be as well of no use, because the sunlight has a greater power and frequency. So it annuls your tiny little light. Even the smallest candle in the darkest room is so powerful than cursing the darkness, than fighting the darkness. So never focus on the darkness around you. Focus on the light within you. Focus on the power within you. And when you understand there is a far greater spirit, the spirit of God that dwells in you and me, unshakable, unbeatable, that no physical tool can access. In fact, that's why I wanted us to spend time on the spirit. And I will pause now. If you have any question, then I will look deep in the spirit. It's not in this book, but it's in another book that I'm writing. We will go deep into the spirit. So we have knowledge, because I'm sure most of us, let me just review when we said resilience. And then if you have any questions, please do ask. If you have any questions, do ask me the questions. I'm going to happily respond to that. Let me just look at these when we shared. Anybody has a question, please do ask. Do we have any questions so far? I'm not reflecting on the problem. Reflection is not worry. Sorry, I think my Zoom was on. Anybody has, okay, no questions. I'm going to continue, but then I'm going to give you some time to also reflect on this. Like we said again, what is resilience? What is resilience? We mentioned some key words the last time, adjectives or words. We talked about capacity. We talked about withstanding, difficulties. We talked about toughness. Is the capacity to withstand or to recover. We also talk about, so you have to withstand. There should be a difficulty. There must be a challenge. There must be something for you to be resilient, that you are able to show that I can withstand this. I can recover quickly from this. It's also our ability, capacity. Like I showed you the other time, that bottle is how much we can take. So we know what we are made of. A child cannot carry the same load as an adult. If you give a child maybe something that's weighing about 10 kilograms, a newborn baby, you might really destroy some, parts of that child. The hand, you put it on the hand, you might have some damages. But an adult, you have the capacity to take that. So it's just so easy. And when we talk of resilience, we have that threshold. Threshold is like how much you can take before you break. Up to what level? It tells you your capacity. I don't know if you had a picture of that bottle again. I don't have the bottle here. Let me just quickly, I'm going to grab it. I want to show examples. Perfect. This is my bottle here. It's about how much you can take before you begin to, you can't take anymore. Okay, the capacity is 500 ml. Like I said, it's 500 ml. Right now, there's only a little here. It can still take so much. If we keep putting and pouring, pressing, maybe it's metal, eventually it's going to expand and then it will eventually burst. So that capacity is you understanding, and that's part of self-awareness, spending time with yourself, reflecting. Who am I? How much can I take? In an argument, how much can I take? Can I withstand an argument that goes on for 30 minutes without any solution? Or I begin to, start getting so irritable and upset that I can do things out of anger that I will regret. So if I know my capacity is maximum 10 minutes, 5 minutes, after 5 minutes, I'm telling you, I'm sorry. If you're not going to stop, I'm going to have to leave this place. Why? I cannot control you. I cannot stop you. I have the power to control myself and determine what I do with my life. So we have to look at that. Then now, another definition or another way to look at resilience is our ability. Ability is different from capacity. Why capacity is how much I can take. Ability relates to the skills, the strengths, what I'm made of, the ability of a substance. You are a substance, you are a human, you are an object, the ability of a substance or an object to spring back into shape and elasticity. You see that one talks about capacity, another talks about ability. So let's take note of these two things. They are so important. I need to know my ability will be linked to my strengths. What am I equipped with? What can I do? The abilities of the eyes, for example, are linked to the fact that the eyes can see. The eyes have lenses, optical nerves that are wired to enable it to fulfill its purpose of seeing and bringing sight to this body. Capacity. How much can these eyes take or open before they become worn out, they can't see anymore? I bet you open your eyes 24 hours straight away. I wonder if you can even resist. Let's say, okay, without coffee, or you take some coffee. Day two, your eyes will close naturally. Your eyes will start failing. Your eyes will not see. Your eyes will, because all they want to do, they don't have that capacity to withstand being open for more than 2 days. The ability hasn't changed. They've got the strengths, the gifts, what you need to see. Your strength, your skills might not have changed, but your capacity. And unfortunately, if we take more than we are able to take, it's like a car that is designed, a sports car, to run at maybe 180 on the highway, has both the capacity and the ability. It will run, on that speed. It will be able to withstand the speed without getting off the road. It is equipped with maybe the gearbox, the whatever it is. I'm not really an engineer. Everything that will make it stay on that road, even the tire may be different and all that. However, a car that has not got the ability, take for example, maybe a Camion, is designed differently. It's equipped differently for a different purpose. Its abilities enables it to take more weight, and because it is heavy, it cannot run at high speed. It will get off track or break down, knock down the engine. So you've got to understand yourself. What's my capacity? How much can I take? Like I mentioned, we'll look at the key areas in our lives, okay? We'll start from the spirit. As humans, and when we talk of personal development, there are key areas in our life, the spiritual aspects of us, which we can never, never ignore. Let me just type it here. We talk of the spirit, okay. Is the spiritual development, the spiritual aspect of us. What's our spiritual capacity? What's our spiritual ability? Beloved, the great news is infinite. That's the only thing in us that is infinite, that is limitless. There is no limitation to how much our spirit can take, how much it can do. It's not of this world. It cannot be measured with physical tools. It cannot be measured by how much. It cannot be measured by weight, the weight it can carry. It is a spiritual concept. And there is no limitation to the spiritual realm of the spirit. It's that we cannot see where the air ends. It's vast. This air that we go about breathing, can you see the confinement? Can you see where it ends, the limitations? You can't. But wherever you're sitting now, you can see the end of your kitchen, your living room, your office. There is a wall. There is a barrier. These are physical things that have capacity, that have ability to a limited extent. So look at your spirit, pause there. And if you've got a tool that can do anything and everything, wouldn't you use that tool at every given moment?
Use it, yeah.
A tool that has no limits. Marital problems, child problems, employer problems, leadership problems, career problems, whatever it is. Wow. wouldn't you harness and leverage that tool?
I will.
Love that. I will certainly. It's your best tool, it's your greatest ally. Because in every area, these physical areas cannot identify it because they don't have knowledge of it. Their knowledge is limited to the physical, to what they can see, they can touch, they can feel. It's like you going to fight a battle in a zone where you don't know. I think there was a time when they said that Russia, I'm not a historian. They won a certain war. I don't know what world war was that. Pardon me, I'm not really a historian to tell you that. I'm a typical scientist. Maybe if there's any historian here, you can hear me. But they leveraged the snow. Their opponents came, their opponents are not used to snow. Russian people have snow almost like all through the year. They can fight, live in snow like people in Eskimo. The polar, whatever it is, the North Pole. Imagine you born in Africa, all you've ever seen. Only the cold will kill you because you will not come prepared.
Yes.
You come to fight in Europe. You don't know that winter is a different ball game. It's a different terrain. You will come with your light African wares. You are jumping and singing with your whatever. Only the cold before the battle begins. You are preparing day one. What's happening here? In our home country, we sleep without clothes because it's too hot. Yeah, you realize that I am dying out of cold. You see what I mean? That's why armies in the ancient days, they would send spies to go and spy the land. But there's only so little the spies can see and comprehend in the limited time when they are in a domain that's not theirs. They are there out of fear because it's not their territory. They are going to spy. If they are caught, they'll be destroyed. So they don't do it with that calm, that peace. They are in a haste. There is only so much a spy can see. So you can go give knowledge back before you get there with your armies to fight the battle. So think about it in a physical domain, in a physical realm. You leave Africa, Cameroon, Kenya, Tanzania, to come and fight a battle you've never been to, maybe Canada. You never knew what that weather was. Your armies go, they say, oh, I've got all the physical tools. We've got the best tools in the world. Maybe China gave them all the tools they need. And then you came here. You just realized the body, the main army that have to use those tools is already damaged by the harsh weather, by the winter. My hands are frozen. My hands cannot even hold that tool. You don't know they use some stuff called gloves. Do you see what I mean? You can never win, even in a physical domain where you have not in-depth knowledge of the terrain, how it looks like, how the battle can be fought. Think about this physical vessel. How can it fight a spiritual battle? How can they who are oppressing you physically ever oppress your spirit? How can they ever defeat your spirit and conquer you spiritually? It's not possible. Absolutely not possible. So the question now is, how then do we access this spiritual realm? How then do I become aware? If I cannot see it from a physical perspective, how do I become aware of this infinite power with infinite ability and capacity that I have to be able to leverage whenever I go through challenges of any type in this world? I'll tell you. How do we access the spirit? Anybody wants to share? You have any idea? Anybody? Faith, prayer, worship. We'll look at the words deeply. Prayer, faith, worship. What else? When we work in love, I say love is our essence. Love is a spiritual concept. When we work in love, we are operating at our highest self, our highest spiritual being. That's why we can forgive even those who have abused us, who have insulted us, because we are not operating from this physical realm. We are highly exalted. We are operating from a higher realm that we say, I am above this pettiness. I am above this meanness. Even though you hit my flesh, you destroy my flesh, I know that you can't touch my spirit. I remain love. I have love in the full essence. My nature is love. I'll continue to love. I'll continue to shine because it's the very essence of who I am. You cannot destroy it. You have no clue where to even start because love is in the spiritual realm. What do you fight with it? How do you comprehend it physically? It's not possible. Walking in love, we access our highest self. We access the spirit in us. We access the divine, God Himself. The only way He defined Himself is I am love. While we say He's a judge, He's this, His nature is love. We are created in His nature. We are created in His image. When we walk in love, and I'll give you what is love so we don't conform, because some people oppress others and they say, I'm loving you. Some people love conditionally. If you do this, that, and that, then I'll love you. That's no love. That's not the spiritual essence of love if it's tied to certain conditions. If it's tied to the physical, again, like I said, it's a spiritual concept. It doesn't tie to material, physical, tangible things. It's of a higher realm, a spiritual realm of a higher authority and power. Love is kind. The best part that could describe it from 2 Corinthians, I know not all of you are Christians, but I'm just giving, just like I could quote, people that you don't know, great leaders. I mean, the scripture is an incredible book with great words of wisdom. 2 Corinthians 13 from, I think it's verse 1 to 10, it will tell you what love is. If you do this, you have no love. You can give yourself, people can do good things, but they don't have love. They do it for evil intentions because they want to groom you and then destroy you. They want to be looked as if they are good by society. They are doing it to be rewarded by society. So if we do all of this without love, we are doing nothing. Love is kind. Are you kind to yourself? You're going to be kind to the one who have even insulted you because it's your nature to be kind. It's your nature. Treasures in life, like I said, when you squash this, it can never reveal coffee, okay? It can never reveal orange juice. It will reveal what is in it. So whether you're an abuser, you're an oppressor, abuse me all you want, curse me all you want, the more you squeeze me, the more pressure you put in me, the more I pour out from my nature, the more I bring love. I will treat you with kindness because I would say, you are ignorant of who I am. I forgive you because you know not what you are doing. I forgive you because you know not who I am. I am beyond this physical flesh. You hit this flesh, you cannot touch me. You cannot impact my ability to love, which is my nature, my full essence, my glory. Let your light shine before men. It's my light, it's my works. So the glory of the Lord, all glory will go to Him who created me. So it's kind, it's patient. You're patient in those challenging times, giving others the opportunity to grow. That hopefully they come to the awareness of who they are, who you are, who you represent, so they don't treat you in this disgusting way. Because they will lose what they've got to benefit from you because they don't recognize you. They don't acknowledge you and your greatness. What we dismiss, we don't acknowledge, we undermine, we could never benefit from it because we speak against it and we just say, oh, this is not worthy. And unfortunately, due to our ignorance, we lose it. It is not about myself. It's about nurturing others. It doesn't envy. It doesn't keep a record of wrong. It always forgives. It's trusting that you might change. Our world might be as evil as it is. We hope every single day we wake up, we have a new hope. We'll teach them how to love. We'll give them more love so they can heal. They are being evil, like I said, because maybe they grew up, all they received was evil, pain, abuse. I cannot give what I don't have. Squeeze me all you want. If there's evil in me, toxicity in me, it will pour. Those people are full of toxicity until they change the content that's within them. They cannot change their external manifestation. because all they experience, all they manifest externally is the content within them. They reveal what is within them. Maybe all they've ever received is hatred, abuse, critics, all of that. And so when they meet you, they give the same until you teach them that there's another aspect of life, love, until they open their hearts to receive, so that the love can replace the hatred that's within them. Unfortunately, they can only give what they have. You know better. You cannot change what you have because someone around you is spilling out hatred or is pouring out coffee or orange, and suddenly you are water, you want to start spilling oranges. It's not possible. So looking at this again, love, it always trusts. You're trusting that they'll be good. So that's just it. We access it through prayer. There's one thing with humans. It doesn't matter what religion, every single religion. Have you realized this? When Malala was killed, or there are times when we've had great problems in the world, maybe at the level of global problems in the news, the world comes together and they ask for people's prayer. Think about it. We've got atheists in this world. We've got people who don't believe in God. We've got people who absolutely have no faith. What are we praying to? Prayer is a spiritual concept. It's a door that connects us to the higher self. That's why some people who don't believe, they will tell you that, I know there is something bigger. If you don't have knowledge of what it is that's bigger, then it's stupid, isn't it? How can you not know what you are trusting in? It's that you're trusting something you've never seen. What if you come to realize that that thing is even weaker than you? And you want to hold on to it with the least wind, you are swung away, you kind of like blown away. You've got to know what you are trusting on. If I have knowledge that a tree is firmly rooted, I can hang on it and withstand the storm. I will hang on it. But I have knowledge that paper will be blown away. I cannot live and be hung onto or tied onto a sheet of paper. When the winds are blowing, I will flow with them. They will take me even quickly than I can withstand the wind myself. So what am I saying? You've got to be able to have knowledge of the one you're trusting, and make sure it's stronger than you. Make sure it's more powerful than you. So having knowledge. So you see what I'm saying, that prayer is not a religious thing, even though some people use it religiously. Because why will people, the world, people who don't believe, people who are atheists, they come together, let's pray. It's a powerful access into the spiritual realm. Because like I said, who creates a thing determines the purpose of that thing. There are some universal laws of nature. Whether we believe in a God or not, we all believe that the only way we can live if we breathe air. We breathe in oxygen. I'm sure everyone accepts that. It doesn't matter whether you believe in God or not. However, it's the principle, it's the manufacturer behind our being that designed us in this way and gave us every part purposefully. The lungs, the heart, to be able to circulate blood and give this oxygen to all our organs and cells so that we may be fed with the oxygen we need, with the nutrients we need, so every part of our body may be vibrant, alive, and live and flourish. So we serve wholly and fully for the very purpose we were born and placed on earth to serve. So it's our ability to access the spiritual realm. Through prayer, we no longer rely on ourselves. We rely on a higher power. We rely on spirit, on source, on divinity. So prayer gives us access. So if you want to ask me now, how do I know about the power of this spiritual realm? Prayer is the communication with the spiritual realm. It's the only way I can step out. But again, like I said, when I am stepping into the spiritual realm, access is granted to those who qualify to step in there to the spirit. This physical body is left behind. The spirit in me has access into that spiritual realm, has access into communion with the divine, with God. So it's not necessarily the physical You can pray without necessarily speaking. You pray again through words, whether spoken, whether in the form of meditation in your heart, whether in the form of thoughts. Words are life or death. You are using a spiritual tool. Do you see this? To access a spiritual realm. So we are tapping into a higher power because we understand that the power of this physical world is now limited. We don't understand this new chaos. We don't understand this new physical challenge that is crushing us. We need assistance from somewhere we don't even understand. Prayer gives us access. Our spirit dives into that spiritual realm. It gives us the ability to communicate. We talked about communication now. There is a sender, recipient, and a message. So I now, this physical body, the vessel where my spirit dwells, my spirit now says, I need you. Who is the message being sent to? To the divine, to the higher force, to God, to the Holy Spirit. I need you here and now. Hi, my darling neighbor. Lots of love. I was thinking of you today. I will send you details of the Global Women Leadership Summit. Thank you. Apologies, my beloved. My spirit now says, I am okay, I need something now. I need to communicate my needs that my physical body cannot meet. My physical body cannot even comprehend. I'm sending a message. I'm communicating. I'm channeling. I'm giving my ask to a higher domain because no human can now meet my ask. No human can now meet my needs. I want to have access. I'm sending a message, and only spirit can deal with spirit, can interact with spirit. There is communion, there is oneness, there is unity. My spirit and the divine spirit. I'm integral, I'm whole, I'm aligned, I'm in communion with the higher force, my creator, and I have in-depth knowledge of his mind, his heart, his purpose for me, what he wants me to do in this given moment. And I'm like, I'm so broken. I've just lost my marriage. This man is so hard on me. He is so nasty. I don't have any tool to fight anymore. I can't force him to stay here. I need you. But this is a spiritual connection now. And because my spirit is connecting with the spirit knows best what is good for me. There is that relay. It's a two-way communication, give and take. It's accessing. I'm having access, and it's saying, relax. I will pour out my love into you. I will pour out my peace into you. In this moment, experience peace. I will give you the access as you step into this spiritual realm. Through this gateway, through this doorway of prayer, I release the joy of my spirit into your being. And you now act as the doorway that connects the spiritual and the physical. You transform your mind so that you experience peace in your physical, natural reality. And you say, hey, guess what? That man just told me off. Hey, I know who I am. I am the love of God. I am love himself. I don't need your love. You don't love me? Chill. Your love or no love to me means nothing. I'm not saying be arrogant. Okay, we don't need to say it this way. All right? I'm not really
Yeah.
It's meant for you to experience it. But I'm just saying, sometimes it's good to be, God has a sense of humor. You have this sense of humor as well. You don't necessarily have to voice it. That's wisdom. But you allow your physical being to experience that powerful tool, which I said has infinite capacity, infinite ability, irrespective of the circumstances, because it doesn't react to circumstances, challenges, and situations. It is eternal. It is present. It is always there, waiting to reveal itself when you call, when you tap into it, when you access it and say, I need you. And in that moment, whatever you're going through, is it a loss? There is a season, I know. I have grieved, but my grieving is passing that season. I need peace. I need rest. I need restoration. You're going to either pray, communicate your heart. It says, ask, it shall be given. Seek, you are now seeking that higher power, not with the physical eyes, but with the spiritual eyes, through vision, through your mind. And that's why your mind does not now conform to the patterns, to the things you see, to the challenges, the pain, the abuse, the insult. But your mind is transformed. Your mind is renewed because it's governed by the Spirit from a higher realm, from the spiritual. And then it allows your entire being, your physical nature, to experience the joy that comes from your spirit. The infinite joy, there is no limit to the joy that you can tap from the Spirit. There is no limit to the peace that you can tap from the Spirit. So even in this state of chaos, I have peace. I'm going to walk away because my peace dwells in me. Peace is our ability, which is why I said that, to remain calm, tranquil, serene, even in the midst. I think my light is coming on me. Even in the midst of challenges. Peace is not the absence of war. Peace is not the absence of problems. Peace is not suddenly taking that employer who is causing you problems, suddenly taking that immigration officer and dismissing them out of that place who has written you that poor letter not to grant you your stay. Peace is not killing everyone who works in the immigration office. No, it's your ability to maintain that peace, because you cannot control what they write, but you can control how you respond. Give me 1 minute. I give you the ability, the time to ask questions, please. The light is interfering. I think I'm reflecting. I'll just close the window. Sure, it's better. Awesome. If you have any questions, I'm sure that's better. Is it better? Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Leave it like that. Perfect. So it's not the absence. And then again, I've looked at prayer. It gives us access. Worship is singing. Is, worship goes even beyond singing. It's exaltation. When you affirm, when you call forth, I am destined for greatness, that's still worship. Because you are exalting the one who created you. My phone is the best of best. iPhone is excellent, it's marvelous. In other words, you are glorifying the Apple manufacturer of that iPhone. I am beauty beyond every human understanding. I am the true essence of beauty. I am the glory of God. I am beautiful and wonderfully made. Because for some of us, get me, that's what I'm just saying. Worship doesn't necessarily mean exalting God, exalting that spiritual power, because we don't change him. Whether we exalt him, we believe in him or not, he is who he is. He remains the same, infinite, unchangeable, eternal. My question is, if you believe he is almighty or powerful, do you believe if you are created in his image, it tells me you are like him? Do you then believe you are almighty, you are all powerful? You have dominion over all circumstances and things, not just through your physical being, but through the power that works in you, that comes from his spiritual presence. The Holy Spirit, your spirit, that is constantly in alignment with the Spirit of God, and that gives you infinite power, infinite capacity and ability to deal with whatever situation and condition. So, worship does not necessarily mean only to him. When you exalt, you acknowledge your glory. You acknowledge you are beautiful, you are intelligent, you are beautiful and wonderfully made. You are worshiping, you are, giving. So you are accessing again another spiritual realm, because we don't worship anything lower than us. Okay? Those who do that, there are some people they can worship their cats. I know some people, and they are really sick. If you see them, because they rely on those cats. When those cats die, they die. they have depression. So I'm not talking of those type of things. I'm talking of what really gives us power. You know, worshiping something, an idol that you made, a kettle, or people say hold a crystal, and it's your anchor, it's your hope. The day you lose that crystal, what are you going to do? Imagine your hope. You go around with some bottle, with something in your hand that this is my confidence, this is my stronghold, this keeps me grounded. Somebody steals it or you lose it. Think about that. I remember once, my daughter, Latoya, she was sucking her thumb. You know, she always sucked when she was born from bed. She was so quiet. She never cried. She would sleep all through. So in a way, that was great. We loved the fact that she was sucking her thumb. But at one point, we had to stop her because it went for so long. And she had this little toy. It was so comfy, great. She would always hold, you know, children who suck their thumb need some sort of a comfort thing. She would always hold it. It will get so dirty, we'll have to wash it. Then I started looking for more to replace. Unfortunately, I think they stopped producing those toys. Guess what? Latoya lost that toy one night. Oh my goodness, she couldn't sleep. She couldn't sleep. That's a child who slept all her life. And by then she was about a year or so, even more, because it was like what kept her. We need to get her a blanket that seems similar. She wouldn't hold it, but over time, gradually, she was sensitized in holding that blanket. I said, at least the blanket, we can always buy the blanket, you know, but over time, she had to, you know, get off that because that's not what keeps you grounded. That's not what makes you, you know, at peace, that you sleep, you don't cry. These things are fleeting. These things are temporary. You cannot rely on things. People give you, if you go to anywhere, they give you some crystal, run away from that. I have a lot of people I work with. Sometimes they come with crystals and all those things. I don't take them. Sometimes I might just take it for, you know, if they're hearing now, I think they'll be upset with me, you know, because, but immediately they leave, I'm serious. I might just leave it somewhere or I never bring it home. I don't need those crystals. I don't even know where they've been, Sarah, you know that, right? We don't. And now we've definitely stopped Reiki. It's a thing that we used to have people. Now we tell them clearly. We don't know where that healing is coming from. And some of those people, they are struggling with their own lives. Yeah, I know that you might be giving power to heal people, then you have diseases. It's okay. But when you talk of bare minimum struggle with depression, anxiety, then you want to heal me, where's that power coming from? Something is wrong. So we've just stopped that. I know one source of power of healing. If that's not your source, then you cannot come and do that in our environment. You cannot come and do it where we operate. Why we are not preaching the Bible and whatever, because it's non-denominational. You know, we are working with everyone, atheists, everyone. God called us to work with them. But we are not as allowing things that would derail people, things that are not solid and grounded. And that's why we will not be resilient when storms come, because what we are holding on to is so feeble, is so weak. It cannot sustain the test of time. It cannot sustain the storms and trials of life. So that's worship. It gives us the ability. Singing songs, research have shown that when we sing, the frontal cortex opens up, it brightens up. Some hormones like serotonin, oxytocin are released. We begin to naturally release chemicals in our body that bring peace, calm, and love. Oxytocin is called the love hormone also, you know, and this hormone, a lot of it is released when women are going through, what was it? Labor. It's incredible how God wants us to have so much love to be able to give these children. And also through gestation, when you have to prolactin, your milk, and all of that, breastfeeding, we produce a lot of oxytocin, which is known as a love hormone. So it's like to allow bonding. So we might give that child unconditional love. And most women, mothers, they love their children truly unconditionally. So when we look at that, worship gives us access to that spiritual realm. Sometimes when you're going through trials, it's amazing when singing. They've seen it clinically. People have gone to some parts, taking part in choirs, patients, they divided them in groups. Some had to sing. You know, the words are important. You cannot be singing. And like I said again, worship is about powerful words, words that are alive. You cannot be singing cursing words. And then you expect, you are accessing a different spiritual realm, the spiritual realm of evil forces. When you sing those negative ones, it's still the spiritual realm, but that's a negative one. It cannot sustain you. So is that singing? And they did this research. Some patients were, you know, taking part in singing, worship songs, and all of that, songs that had powerful, edifying words. And some other patients were not. And their threshold again, like I said, is that maximum that you can take before you break down. Their threshold of depression highly increased. It means the amount of load they could withstand before ever breaking down became much more higher than those who did not take part in that singing worship exercise. Singing takes you off this world. It opens the spiritual gates, and you're now communicating with the divine, with God. Faith is simply believing in something you don't see. So faith goes beyond the physical. So even though in the physical, this marriage is crumbling, I don't know why I keep using that, and also children. It's just obvious. I know we may not be all mothers, but because we are women, and these are the challenges that we will face. And most women we face these challenges, and I've faced them myself, So it's so obvious. And if I could overcome that, I strongly believe I went through challenges in my life to become more resilient, to serve other people, so they too can go through these challenges more easily than I ever went, because I now have the tools and resources accessible, available for you to use. So I share with you. So it doesn't matter. Whatever you are going through, like I've said, that has been my greatest, in my most challenging moment. I remember once my neighbor, there was a time when I had, like I've said it again, I will say it, my husband, he knows it, in my books, I put it, we do the Power Couple program, we say this. I don't know for him if his greatest challenge has been his marriage. I speak for myself. Maybe for him, it was okay. Some people get so comfortable being in an uncomfortable situation, or in a situation that, for me, that's not joy. I know better. I know what love looks like. I know what, when you experience love, it should be. I know that. So I will not settle for anything less. I know what peace is like. Do you see what I mean? Some people are so comfortable being in chaos because that's all they've known. But you will know better. You cannot accept darkness for light. Some people are comfortable living in darkness because that's all they've known all their life, even though they keep walking and they're stumbling and falling. You was known the light. You cannot step in and say you want to walk in darkness. You bring in the light. You ask him, where is the switch? I can walk in because I will stumble and fall. I won't be able to see so many things. I won't be able to lead effectively. So in the moment, those trying moments, oh my goodness. At one point, Sarah, I thought my voice was almost like Whitney Houston's voice, because I sang and sang. Interestingly, I didn't know it. It was one of my greatest and the easiest escape. I don't even want to say escape. Yeah, you're escaping this world. It's not even escaping this world because it was intentional. It's my leaving this body to just have rest in a place where I'm replenished, I'm revived, I'm restored, I'm re-energized. So I come back alive, whole, and vibrant, that I might restore. Why not the person? Because I cannot change people, but I can restore my physical environment. I can restore my home to ensure that wherever I step in, there is light. It was amazing. And you know what? I never even knew, because I would just sing. And when I'm gone, you just start singing, because it's like, you don't need to think. Prayer, you may be like, oh, I don't feel like praying. You just open your mouth. As long as you have your mouth, you start singing. My neighbor said once, she said, Sylvia, and that time, there was a time when my mother-in-law was here. I had one of my greatest storms. She's an amazing lady now, forgiving her, honestly. She's incredible. God wanted us to go through that and had to use her. Again, I would say this, I don't hide things. I honestly, and I have to share honestly, she's amazing. She loved me before we got married. In fact, one of my friends used to say, even when we just got married, say, how come you're so close to your mother-in-law? She will carry me, she will do that. When she came and stayed with me, things almost okay. But I thank God. And I thank God. The time we just got married, like I said, I was a completely different person. I've not always been like this. I've known who I was, but I was the one that I would tell you my mind. I will belittle you if you want to belittle me. I used to be that girl. Okay, I will make you more upset if you want to talk about me. You have more things, but I'm grown. So guess what? When I just got married, she had to come when I gave birth to my first child. I was working in the Royal Hospital. I was never working on my personal development. I was working on my intellect. She's American. For some reason, she wasn't given a visa, but I'm sure God knew so well. BBC should have taken us, would have been on the news, because I wasn't the mature, developed Sylvia at that time. When I started Voice of Nations, the Lord has worked on me. He's humbled me. He's broken me. He's led me to learn. That's when she came with my last daughter. I was a completely different Sylvia, honestly. And I just think We had to go through that. Like I said, she is amazing. I won't take anything, of course, her own limitations and stuff like that. But it doesn't even matter at the end of the day, because anyone who is not your husband or your spouse can do anything they want to do. If your husband, spouse stands by you, it doesn't matter. So the problem was never really her anyway. If my husband didn't stand by me, then that's where the problem was. So I sang the most in my life during that period. I did not even know. When she had left, my neighbor told me once, Sylvia, I used to enjoy your songs. You're not singing anymore. What happened? Honestly, I'm like, wow, wow, wow. My neighbor, I didn't even know, because when I'm gone, I will sing, I am gone. I'm not in this physical world, honestly. I am taken away. Maybe it will be louder. And like I said, sometimes I will hear a voice almost like Winnie Hastings' voice, Winnie Hastings' voice. I don't know where it's coming from. Because that is truth, is the depth, and I'm not focused on the problem. I'm away from the problem. I'm seeking my divine connection. I'm seeking my revival, my restoration. It's not about that problem. It's not about the argument or disagreement I had with my in-law, with my husband. It's about me. It's about experiencing my higher self and power. So I come back with those tools and conquer in this physical domain. And believe me, when I also began singing, if anyone was ever talking, they might talk twice more, it stops. It stops. After a while, some will go out of the house. It didn't matter. I just kept singing and praising. To tell you that my neighbor could say that. So you see, for me, honestly, so because there was no need anymore, there was peace and calm, I didn't have to sing often. And even sometimes my husband would just easily say, because he knew that my mood, yeah, when there is this, then you start singing. I'm like, sweetheart, light only comes on when there is darkness. Right now, the light is not on. There is so much brightness. Yeah, he even had to cover the window, right? I said, of course. When I'm doing all fine, I don't need that spiritual power. So, of course, I get into that mood of singing. I don't want to argue. I've got limited capacity to how much I can argue. I don't like to argue. Absolutely. It drains me. I will tell you the truth. I will tell you what I want. I can't force you. If you agree, I will do my best to make you understand where I'm coming from. If you cannot, I'm done. I'll move away. I will literally leave the place if I am able to leave. Or immediately, my next anchor, I step into the spiritual realm. But I want to make you, if I'm praying within me, then maybe you don't even know what's happening. But I want you to experience that spiritual benefit as soon as possible. So that singing is both spiritual and physical with immediate effect. Do you see that? It's physical and immediate effect. As it's reviving me, those who don't align with that positive energy will leave that environment. So it's already had effect. And those who align, you will see sometimes when I start singing, Destiny will jump in. If you know, now that she's grown up, I mean, I don't really sing that much. Like I said, there's nothing. Or even in an argument, even right now, my husband is, oh my goodness, he's Capricorn. He's so stubborn. You argue, it's like he has, even he's an apologist. He takes pride in like arguing the word of God. I don't do that. I will say it. So if we start something, for him, there is no end until he converts you. I'm like, sweetheart, you cannot convert me. You know, I take your point, then can we stop this? He will not stop. So in that time, I'll start singing as well. He will be like, oh yeah, you don't want to hear the truth. It's not really an argument. You see, Destiny will jump in and start singing with me. Praise the Lord. And it's honestly, it's incredible. That's how you access. It is powerful. I have lived this. I've seen the tremendous benefits. I'm a different person. It's like something has taken place. That situation has passed. I'm responding now, not focusing on that, but from a place of abundance, of love, of peace, of joy, of kindness, of self-control. I am intentional, deliberate, and conscious of the words I have to speak, if at all I have to speak, or I have to be silent. I have new insights. If this is a situation I can change, then it gives me the courage, because it comes from the spirit, to change it. or if it's a situation where I just need to build resilience and be silent, like in so many cases, I would not speak when I had that issues with either my mother-in-law or what, because it was not necessary. I cannot change my mother-in-law. I absolutely was never called to change her. She too cannot change me. So I will focus now on changing myself, my perception, how I see her. And sometimes I'll be like, maybe, for whatever reason, make excuses. In fact, one of my friends always say I make excuses for people, because she will be like, oh, I can't believe this, that, and you do nothing. But I know who I am. I don't have to speak to prove who I am. It is evident. And like I said, that faith is seen beyond the physical barriers of the eyes. It's the substance of what we hope for. I hope that my marriage will be restored if you're going through some trials now. Even during the physical, everything is falling apart. I hope that my relationship with my children will be restored. So I have faith, because it's the evidence of what I've not seen yet. What I see yet is brokenness, it's abusive words thrown all around my home, putting me down, putting this down. But hey, I know there's an aspect that's far higher than this physical. With that faith, I'm hopeful. And it gives me evidence through my vision, through the mental image of the ideal relationship that I want with my spouse, with my child, with my friend, with my employee, with my employer. And then I hold on to that. And I allow it to govern my mind. I allow that image, my imagination, which is another way we access the spiritual realm. We see things that do not exist. When you are so creative, you are imaginative, you are a visionary, you are not operating on this physical dimension, because you are seeing beyond the physical. You are seeing with your heart. You are stepping into the spiritual domains and seeing the end from the beginning, seeing things before they became real and tangible. And what's the time? I can't believe that.
Quarter past.
I cannot believe this, and no one stopped me. This is passion. This is
about. I wanted you to finish that.
Oh my goodness. I asked people to ask questions before. No one is like, you want me to keep talking? I did. I'm gonna stop. You see the passion, you see the energy, you see, and it's just incredible. That's the power of the spirit. I'm not speaking now from the physical. I'm not using notes. I wrote those books. It came from divine encounter, inspiration. And when I'm now one with him, he gives me the words. He transcends this physical body, and you hear this. So, beloved, that's how we access faith, worship, love, prayer, and all of that. Let me pause, and we are done. Just ask any question you want to ask. So go again and look deeply into this, how you can increase your ability to love, because you have infinite ability to love. You are loving less than your capacity to love, less than your ability to love. Worship, increase your worship, songs, singing. Don't just be like me and only sing when those challenges come. Sing always. Sarah, yes. Okay, they'll never start asking you, we miss your songs. And then, I didn't tell her though that I used to sing a lot, because I didn't tell.
You singing.
Rather than them hearing prayer and shouts, they had songs. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Perfect. Any questions, please? Anything, or what you are taking away? So we'll call each and everyone, so everyone just speaks, and then we close up.
Amazing. That is incredible, Dr. Sylvia. You have uplifted our spirits, and my mind is filled up a lot of to digest. Yeah. Yet my spirit is more encouraged. Yeah. It's up to me now to increase more of my worship.
Amen. Amen.
To have a deeper faith. And to explore more about love.
I love
one
that.
thing that you talked about is they cannot be touched.
Yeah.
So it's something that I have to own myself, and live it, and purposefully, yeah. And I'm going to sing more.
Awesome.
It's powerful, powerful.
Remember, you told us about singing the other time as well.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, all right, amazing. Wonderful. Who else, please? Yeah.
Dr. Sylvia added something in my life so that Bernadette is talking. She has learned a lot of things today.
Oh, wonderful, darling. Wonderful.
Oui, pour moi, comment dirais, avec Dr. Sylvia aujourd'hui, j'ai prêt à retourner de me lever parce que j'étais pas bien. Alors, c'est pour ça je voulais venir.
Oh, bless you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, bless you. She was down before, but now she's like, elevated, uplifted, that's why she said she had to come. It's like her spirit is like elevated, uplifted. She's got to go there. Oh, that's amazing. And remember who you are, Igba. No human defines who you are. Yeah. Oh, my next big
Mawa.
Yeah.
I know the time you say unmute yourself. So this is Mawa. So for me today, I've got something I always like the connection that no one can take it from me, and also the power to control everything. You have just to control yourself. You can change yourself. You cannot change someone else. And then also the peace within you. So it's not the absence of a problem or anything. So I've learned a lot of things. Thank you.
Oh, that's amazing. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Perfect.
So we are already, I think, 20 minutes past. We have to stop this. Mawa, I will write down there, even in French.
Next Wednesday, some of us are meeting in the Marriott. Sarah will update you. So we will not have this session. We will continue. We're also going to do an advert so we can have some more people who are interested know about it so they can join. So we will not have the session next Wednesday, unfortunately, but we will resume on the 11th. And another thing, another book of mine is coming out. Hopefully we'll work on that. It's powerful. I mean, when I read my book, sometimes when I write, I'm just really in the spirit. I don't take note of it. I don't even realize what I'm writing. But when I read at the, everything at the end, I know when it's a book that I'm like, yes, I mean, the Lord was leading me. It's the power of perception. I will surely share that. It's amazing. In the picture, you have a cat looking at the mirror and you're seeing a tiger. It's the power of perception. Change your narrative and change your life. Perception does everything in life. They are not our experiences. You will agree with me that two of us can go through exactly the same experiences, yet the outcomes are different. It is what we tell ourselves about that experience, how we give meaning to it. Things happen to us, we attach meaning to them. Someone might look at you this way and you say, the way they look at me, it means that. Have you seen cases like that? We attach meaning. Perception is powerful when we change it to align our perception with God's perception, with God's mind, with God's vision for our life. Is incredible. Any perception that deviates from the ultimate perception of who we are will lead us to destruction, will lead us to all these things that we experience, be it depression, weakness, whatever it is powerful. So I will surely share that. I was just telling Sarah today, I was like, my goal was to get it out on the 31st of this January. So I was working so hard. I was so happy when yesterday I finalized it. So it will be published next Saturday. Is it the 7th? It will be out, but it's already out for pre-order. It's a powerful book, powerful book. I think I have to read it myself again. So yes. God bless you all. And I look forward to sharing that with you. Sending you lots of love.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah. Dr.